Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And today, we're going to do my very short March wrap-up and my April TBR or want to read. And I'm kind of doing this video to hold myself accountable. I was gonna say, because I'm embarrassed or ashamed of my lack of reading, but I don't believe that. I used to feel that way back in the day. You know, I would feel like, oh, I really wanted to read 4 or 5 books this week or this month, or I wanted to read like a book a week. And you know, I just don't feel that way anymore. If I read a book a year, I feel like that's one more book than I read last year. So that being said, I did set a very lofty goal for myself this year of 101 books, and I'm not anywhere near hitting that, but that's okay. I just got back from 2 weeks in Miami. I was actually going to do a whole video talking about reading on vacation because it's very interesting to me. It kind of depends on the vacation, I guess. Like this summer we went to Mexico and I finished a book in like 3 days and I was ready to read more and more and more. And this time, we were gone for 6 nights. This time we were gone for 9 nights, and I didn't even finish one book. And, you know, we just didn't have a lot of time. We sat by the beach. I don't love reading on the beach. I will say that. I like reading by a pool. I do not like reading on the beach. I don't know what the difference is, but it's kind of windy and the sand and all that kind of stuff. So, but I did listen to my audiobook on the beach a little bit. I just was not in a real big reading mood. We were down in Miami, Florida for Ultra Music Festival. I was kind of into the vibe of the city and listening to music when I was sitting by the pool, you know, and so I didn't read a whole lot. Like, you know, when I went to Mexico, it was very relaxing for me, and I just was like, oh, I'm really getting away and reading. I will say this, though, while I was down there, the book that I took with me was Leah Moriarty's The Husband's Secret. When I was in Mexico, I read Big Little Lies, and I loved it. Now, I am currently 103 pages into this book, and I will say that it reads very similarly to Big Little Lies. So if you liked any of her other books, I have a feeling she writes almost the exact same way across the board. It's very interesting. She does incredible characterization, and then the plot is so like intricate that you have no idea where it's going. She has like 5 characters that kind of like you know are going to end up all affecting each other's lives in the end, but you don't know how. And every book that she writes, I think, is like that. So I'm really enjoying this so far. And this is the book that I'm going forward and reading right now. The next thing I want to talk about was that the one and only book that I completed for the month of March. I cannot believe I only read 1 book in March, but like I said, it's whatever, it's what it is. And I actually listened to it on Audible, and that was Andy Weir's Artemis. I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Go follow me on Goodreads. I'm very active. But I would probably give it about an 84. I don't remember. I did a whole review. If you guys want to go check out my review, I don't remember what percentage rank I gave it. I'd probably say somewhere between an 84 and an 86%. I mean, it didn't have any profound lessons in it. But, and that's always what takes me from like a 95 to 100. So for example, The Hate You Give, books like that, or Underground Railroad, take me from like a 95 to like 100. If they have some really profound life-changing message. But this was a good action. If you like Blade Runner or like science fiction action, this falls underneath that. And it's about a woman that's kind of like, she's a con and she lives on the moon, in the city on the moon called Artemis, and it's like a travel city. It's very interesting, and I thought it was very well done. And in fact, when I was reading through the reviews, I think that people either really like his writing or they really don't. But what I did find that I thought was interesting was that the people that loved The Martian hated this, and the people that loved this hated The Martian. So I don't know. I never read The Martian. I saw the movie, but I don't know if they're so completely polar opposite that they don't fit together or something, as like they don't seem like they're the same style. Like Leah Moriarty seemed like the same style every book. But I really liked it, and I would suggest it highly to anybody. It's a fun read. It's very fun, and it goes very fast. I did get bored a little bit halfway through the middle of it, but I also kind of was only listening to like 20 minutes at a time. Had I listened to like an hour, I would have like finished it really quick. Okay, The next thing, and this is really my goal for this week to get this done, is that I said I was going to do the try a chapter tag, and I know like everybody like does it before they even film the video, but I did it and came up with the books, and then I was going to do the results. And I have This Savage Song, The Lightning Thief, One of Us is Lying, The Raven Boys, and City of Bones. And I haven't completed this yet. So that's my goal, is to read a chapter from each of these books by the end of the week. Now, I have read a chapter from this. I really enjoyed it. And I read a chapter from this, and I really enjoyed it. And now my concern is that I'm going to enjoy all these books, and they're kind of different. So how am I going to pick a book to read for, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll find out, I guess. Where am I? Okay. And then I'm playing catch up. I don't know what audiobook I'm going to listen to next. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to say. I'm currently listening to The Flight Attendant. Now, I horribly mispronounced his name, and so many people have like corrected it for me. Chris Bohegan. I don't know. Bohegan. Okay, anyway, I apologize, Chris. The book is interesting. It feels, so it's about a flight attendant that wakes up with a dead body in a hotel room in Dubai, and she's, you know, the international flight attendant, and she works first class. It's very interesting. If you ever saw the movie with Jane Fonda back in the day, The Morning After, it very much reminds me of that movie. And in fact, there's such pieces of that movie that I can't believe that movie did not somewhat affect this book. I have to believe that the author saw that movie and was taken with that movie, because so many of the emotions and the feelings that Jane Fonda felt in that movie are similar to the main character in The Flight Attendant. But it's very well done, and it's very intriguing. Part of the problem for me is I do not love mystery and thrillers that, like, from the get-go, you know what happened, and that the thrill to the book is finding out if they're going to get caught or what the truth. I mean, I don't love all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather wait and find out kind of through the course of the book. But you find out right away what happened, and you know what happened really. The thing is that the main character doesn't know. So, and of course, a la 2018, I think this is the new, like, catchphrase character thing. She's a blackout alcoholic. And it's done very well. The way that she does it is very, I mean, she's full of shame. As a person in recovery, I totally relate. You know, she's full of shame, and she tries to control her drinking. He is either, I have to believe that the author really knows a lot about sobriety or drinking, or has done his research very, very well, because it is so authentic, the way that he addresses the drinking and the alcoholism in the book, and the feelings and the emotions that go along with it. It's all done very, very well. It just doesn't read like The Woman in the Window that I just critiqued earlier this year, because it's more literary fiction than it is a thriller. So if you like a book that is somewhat literary fiction but also a thriller, this is perfect for you. I'm intrigued. I mean, right now I would give this 4.5 stars. It's that good. So that's the audiobook I'm going to finish next. And then I have like 4 books that I just bought, and I may talk about that on my haul, because I'm getting ready to go to Half Price Books. And then I'll probably do a haul video sometime this week. Now, I have to do some catch-up books, okay, boys and girls. This book right here, The Day the Sea Rolled Back by Mickey Spillane. This is a very long book, okay? It is so long I can't get through it. It is 119 pages. I am currently on page 34. I've currently been on pages 30 to 34 for like the last month. I don't know why I don't just sit down and finish this book. Like, I read like 2 pages and then I'm like, we're going to finish it this month. And we're also going to finish, I read like 20 pages of this last night. Adapted from the movie, Raggedy Ann and Andy. An adaptation by Kathleen N. Daly of Patricia Thackeray and Max Wilkes' screenplay for the animated film Raggedy Ann and Andy, A Musical Adventure. And it's so funny because, okay, so my aunt gave me this book. See, it says To Peter, and I found it in the basement. And I love this movie when I was a little kid. My grandma took my cousin Caroline and I to it. And so, like, if you go in here and you look, like, the pictures are exactly from, like, the movie. And I love it, right? And I remember the cartoon. In fact, I looked it up on YouTube last night, and like the whole movie is there. So as soon as I finish this very lengthy book that I've been reading for a month now. It is 91 pages long, and I'm on page 39. Loving those 30s. But once I finish it, I'm going to watch the movie. I mean, you really could probably finish this in 20 minutes in one setting, literally, okay? But what cracks me up is this, is that, okay, when you watch, I remember enough of the movie, even though I was probably like 6 at the time that I saw it, but I remember enough of the movie to know that it's a musical, and they sing, and I kind of remember some of the songs. And this is what cracks me up so bad, right? Or so much, is like when like a song is supposed to be in the movie, instead of them like singing it or putting the lyrics here, they put yo ho for the life of a pirate. They sang trim the mizzen and shiver the timbers and hoist the main, yo ho. And then it says the life of a pirate is the only life for me. Join in the captain. And then where does it say? She says something about she really likes that song. And but Raggedy Ann says something about I really love that song. And anyway, it's so funny. Like whenever there's supposed to be a song, it just goes on to like it just says they sang, and then Raggedy Ann always comments on the song, so it's kind of cute. And then the last one that I have, oh no, I have 2 more. And then I also have to finish reading The Invention of Hugo Cabret. I love this book. I just haven't invested as much. I'm like almost exactly halfway through. Well, not really, like a third of the way through. So I'll finish that soon. All these books are real easy to finish. Do you see? If I sat down, if I was a dedicated reader, I could boom, 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 and then I would have like a 10-book month, right? I'm thinking about going to Half Price Books and getting all of like the rest of the Spider-Rick Chronicles and all of those real short books, right? And then the last book is a gift, is a book that a friend gifted me, and that is Inward by Young Pueblo. It's all prose in here. I love this book, and I'm not very far into it either. I'm only 10 pages in, but I did a couple of my, so if you follow my Peterisms channel, it's like stories of my life. I read a couple of these and commented on them, and I really like the message they send. I lived so long with a closed heart, not because I was afraid to get hurt, but because I was afraid of the pain I had hidden away. And they're very, very simple, but they're very cool, and I love them. And this, too, I also could probably sit down and finish in one setting. My friend, in fact, said that she finished it on the way back from California, a 3-hour flight, 4-hour flight. So these are all my books that I have to finish. So this is my March read, 1 book, and my April TBR. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.